All right, welcome to Dumb Debates, everyone.
Dumb debates, baby.
Dumb debates.
This is where you get to take over the Grum by sending us your questions, your quandaries, your debates.
Yeah.
And use the hashtag Dumb Debates on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter page when you tweet at us at USC1620 or send us an email into the Equitable Bank inbox. Larry in Lexington.
Larry in Lexington. That's a reference to a podcast.
Is it?
Phone and wallet in your back pocket instead of side pockets. Why? I say no. I put my phone, I try to put my wallet in my front pocket.
Do you really? Why?
So I'm not sitting on it when I'm in the car.
I'm sitting,
fair.
and it's like, it's hard to describe. It's been in my back pocket for so many years that I don't notice it there.
Yeah.
If I were to move, I'm going to move it to my other pocket.
Sure.
I'm going to sit and I'm like, oh, there's something there, but I've been having it in my back pocket on the other side.
That's because your right butt cheek is calloused.
You know what?
Like
I think it is. I'm just so used to it.
There was a study
Also
I
from
saw.
when your dad was spanking you. There,
Oh, I would never get spanked. I was a good child.
I saw a study
Here,
once.
Josh!
And ironically, I think it means less now because nobody has cash on them anymore.
Yeah.
But the way the wallet, you sit on your wallet, it kind of jacks with your spine because of how it
it's not good.
kind of tilts you.
But I didn't start doing it until I started driving a lot every day for the,
Mhm.
and then I realized, just kind of, and I started putting it in the
You put
front
it here?
pocket.
And then you have your phone in the other pocket.
Well, if I'm in the car, the phone is.
But when you're walking around, say you're at Disney World.
in the front pocket.
I'm Disney Josh.
I'm always afraid I'm going to sit on the damn. I've never ever put my phone in a back pocket.
I'm not a back pocket phone person. I am a left front pocket for the
Ditto.
phone. My wife, she is a back pocket for her phone.
See, I'm afraid I'm going to sit on it and break it.
But I think it's because women's pockets in the front are smaller
Why
than
is your
men's
phone
pockets.
in your left pocket? Mine's in my right pocket because
You know, because I
Easy
think, Nick,
access.
I used to, when I first got my phone, I had my keys and they were always in my right pocket. And so I decided to just put it in my left. And I always remember thinking, eventually I'll move it to the right pocket. And I just kind of never did.
I've got my keys in my left because I'm using my phone more than I'm using my keys. So I think that's just kind of how it works for me.
Yeah. I've just gotten used to pulling it out with the left hand. And
Nice.
Yeah.
see my
depends
Jeffrey Toobin.
It depends on the pants for me. If I'm wearing dress pants, front pocket for my wallet. Or if I'm wearing like
Why?
athletic shorts. I don't like having.
Then it'll be in the pictures.
I like being able to feel my wallet, and I feel like with dress pants, it doesn't. It just kind of
It is the
plops
dress.
in there.
Yeah, the dress pants pockets are very different.
very baggy. I like being able to feel my wallet.
Strigori says car keys are in the right. Don't want to scratch the phone. Yeah, you got to have those in separate pockets.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
car
car-
keys are in the front, right? Phone in the front left.
See, for me, it's car keys left, phone right.
Jacob Badilla says, I've never understood the back pocket thing. I've never used back pockets in my life. It's always been the side pockets, just more comfortable and easier to reach them. Wallet and left keys, left pocket, phone on my right. See, I just wouldn't want two things in the same pocket that I like in theory use a lot, you know? Like at work, I actually take the keys out because I have my chapstick in my right pocket.
My keys are on my desk right now because depending on the pants, I don't want my keys in my pants.
Well, yeah, if I'm sitting down for a long period of time, my keys sit.
When I get to work, it's one of the first things I do is I take my keys out and I just put them on the desk.
There is exactly
sunglasses.
one situation where I put my phone in my back pocket,
Yeah.
and that's if I'm frothing and if I'm wearing my golf shorts, because those back pockets are deep, but I'm going to need to take my phone out to score, and I don't want to put it in the side pocket because I don't want it to fall out.
Got to take it out to score, John.
With the motion.
Pedro says, "Hi guys, my chiropractor had me put my wallet in the front pocket, fixed my back problem."
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
No,
Asian Joe, car keys, wallet, get the minimalist wallet and key organizer, left pocket, phone right pocket.
the minimalist wallet isn't as satisfying or fun.
Matt says, knew a girl who dropped 2 phones in the toilet because of having it in the back pocket.
Phones are too
Wait a minute.
not centered.
How are you able to? What?
Yeah, I've never dropped my wallet in the toilet.
Well, because
Yeah.
I mean, women's pockets are smaller than men's pockets,
But not back pockets. Those are same size.
Yeah,
But
but
phones are also bigger, and maybe it's like the act of pulling.
Again, I've
your
never
pants
my
down,
wallet's
it-
never. I pull my pants down. Never worried about it.
how would you? Unless you're leaving it in the pocket. Yeah, because you normally
I think phones
if you're sitting on the can, you're usually reading.
No,
the phone.
I get that. I think phones are a little more top heavy, bottom heavy, depending. We're at whatever
Well,
side of the phone is sticking
also
out
keep
of the
in mind
pocket.
that many women have phones that have all of that. They got the big cases on them with all the bedazzling, and so it just makes it a bigger. It does.
I don't see women with phones like that.
I do all the
I see
time.
pop sockets.
Yeah.
do all the
But a
time.
lot of people have pop sockets.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
It's like a thing to hold your phone.
Then people can also use it as a kickstand.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I have a kickstand.
Yeah. Ryan, Triggered Ryan, usually has poor takes. This is another one.
Oh, God.
Whoever is afraid to scratch their phone with their car keys is obviously an old. I don't know any car that still uses an actual key now. For you olds, it's called a fob. All right, Ryan. First of all,
My car.
I have other keys on my key ring, you dork.
Also,
Also,
and the key.
it pops out
Yeah,
occasionally.
it's like a switchblade.
What are you talking
My-
about?
I have
Ryan?
other keys
my
for other
keys are in my
things.
office, but my truck still has an actual key.
Yeah.
My truck is very
Wow,
analog.
Ryan, you were wrong about literally everything.
Also,
Yeah.
Josh, I don't have automatic lights anymore.
Oh, interesting. I
Yep.
thought all cars had automatic lights, Nick.
My girlfriend's new car doesn't even.
When we went to the West Coast, our rental car didn't have automatic lights, and Michigan just won. And Riss made fun of Nick, and I was like, "Oh man, thanks for reminding me about that." Nick was so confident, and then John came out with me, and he was like, "Oh, whoa,
Well, John was confident too.
not as confident as you were."
That's
Well,
fair.
I just,
I just
You're a
assumed.
moron.
those
I
of
just
us who have
assumed-
superior Chevrolets versus, the,
Look, my car. What? What about it?
well, who invented your car?
Designated Hitler.
It was a different time. It was a different time, John.
I just assumed that as a society, we were at the point where every car had automatic headlights.
I
because
did
why
too.
wouldn't they?
Yeah, well,
I did too.
My car's from 2013. Aaron of Papillion says, when you pee in a public bathroom and not drop your phone in the toilet and use a toilet, not a urinal, do you aim for the water or above the water hitting the toilet directly so it doesn't make as much noise?
For on the urinal,
No, when you
Okay.
pee in a public bathroom and use a toilet.
I aim above the water so it doesn't make noise.
I aim for the water so everyone knows my stream is doing well.
Well,
Nobody
I am.
cares about your stream.
I aim for the water because usually it's hard. It's harder not to hit the water because usually those toilets are very full of water.
The water splashes more. I aim for above the water because there's too much splash. But if you aim for the back of the bowl above the water, it doesn't splash that bad.
See, you can avoid that because it's like when you're filling a bucket full of water, you stick the hose in the water as you're filling it,
So
and then it's
you
less
want me
foamy.
to stick
Well, some
it
of us,
in the toilet water?
some of us, can reach that.
Oh,
By the way,
Hey-o!
back to the pockets. I'd pee in the
Joke.
toilet.
Yeah.
Max says, when you wear a suit jacket, do you utilize those pockets for anything?
Yes.
I will put my sunglasses in the suit pocket, or
Occasionally, I'll put my wallet in there.
I've at weddings.
As long
I've
as
got
I'm,
a best man
if I'm,
before.
if
put a
I'm
ring-
leaving the jacket on, if
put a
I'm
ring
jacket
in.
off,
yeah,
then the wallet.
I
comes
definitely
out.
wouldn't put my wallet
nice.
in there.
Wallet goes in
My
inside.
phone will go in there.
Really? Wow, you're putting everything up there.
If I'm wearing the jacket, if the jacket comes off, if it's jacket off, then the phone goes back.
But
in
if
the
it's
pocket.
jacket on,
yeah, if it's jacket on.
mine is just sunglasses. It's the only thing because I don't
I
normally.
don't like putting sunglasses in there because mine don't fold up too flat, and so I
No, really.
just kind of
Think they don't do this?
yeah. You have a more flat sunglasses.
Yeah.
Mine are a little more curved,
Yeah.
and so they protrude.
It does.
out
So
a
yeah,
little
it'd
more.
pop out. You'd be like, "What's in your
Yeah.
jacket there, John? Are you happy to see me?"
And they'd be like, see a doctor.
Matt wants to know. This came into the Equitable Bank inbox. Who would you rather work with at a cubicle next to you at work?
Oh boy.
A guy who smacks his food loudly every day, or
Ugh.
the coworker who microwaves old fish 3 times a week and eats in the next cubicle? This happened to me.
Uh,
I don't feel like
it doesn't apply for us, really.
Well, yeah, but I mean, let's say so for
But
John
let's
and
say
I,
it's
this
fish.
is you or I, right? So you smack your lips or you microwave fish. But if you're bringing it back to the cubicle, like, does it really stink up the room that bad?
Yes.
Oh, it does.
Fish, yes. Fish is stinky.
Is it that stinky?
And the thing, I mean, just put earbuds in.
Yeah, I guess that's my answer. I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'll just listen to something.
But it's hard.
At
It's
double
hard.
speed.
It's hard to, scroll on the computer and do your work by plugging your nose because the fish stinks.
This
Yeah.
might make you listen to podcasts at normal speed because the sooner the podcast is done, the sooner you have to listen to the lip smack.
Mm.
Then I get other podcasts. I download episodes of the Connor Happer Show, Nick.
Mm.
Negative split swimming tweets at us.
Wow.
How do you feel about swimming, John? Are you out on swimming?
I don't know how.
I'm
Because
not
you
a-
hate athletics that aren't football and basketball and baseball. So I just was
That's
wondering.
not true.
That's not the dumb debates question, by the way. What is the best dipping chip? Ruffles with Ridges, Tostitos, or Frito-Lay corn chips? Now, I don't want to pick on a question, but those chips all do many different things. If you want to,
I don't know. Ruffles do have the ridges in the Ruffles are meant for dipping.
But no, but then
Yes.
to ask Tostitos, like I wouldn't put salsa on a Ruffles.
That's true. It
Just like
depends what
I
you're
wouldn't
dipping.
put dill dip on a Tostitos.
Mhm.
So I don't.
Well, then let's just take the question literally,
At face
come
value.
Because we-
as you are, like
because
that?
you dip
Nice.
all of them,
Sure.
right? Or
Well,
you
I don't
have,
eat Fritos.
which is crazy. Fritos are the best.
Fritos are fine in chili.
They're so mid.
That's my take.
Anyway,
No, they have
let's-
nothing to do with Paul Skeens' girlfriend.
Wow,
Wow.
John.
This is an excellent chip, but from that stamp, actually, well, the Ruffles. I mean, Nick is right. They literally invented it to be a dipping chip because
Ruffles
the
have ridges.
original Lay's potato chip, they're very flimsy.
Mhm.
They don't hold up to dip, but Ruffles does. Ruffles is an excellent dipping chip,
It is.
Oh yeah, very very strong and sturdy.
and I would say
Big
Fritos.
strong chip. tears in
Fritos
its
are very
sides.
good dipping chips, especially the scoops, because they're very sturdy. The Tostitos
The Tostitos scoops are good.
can't.
But those are
yes.
for scooping, not dipping. That's the other thing.
Wow, that we're getting very technical.
It feels. I know it's pedantic, but it feels
It's
important.
very pedantic. The pedantic boys.
Mhm.
Yeah, of those. I'll be honest. I think Ruffles are fine. If I'm going to get a chip like that to dip, I get some form of a kettle cooked chip. I like those chips better than Ruffles.
I don't
I
think
think
it-
Ruffles are a little salty.
You know what the problem is with Tostitos? Sometimes the size can be a little unwieldy.
Couldn't agree with you more.
So,
I
for
super
example,
Yeah, the size.
I
It's
got
better
a-
to be smaller.
I warmed up
Exactly.
a little bowl of queso
And way faster.
and
Yeah.
had
So
some
what?
and had some Tostitos, but the queso bowl is about the same. It's a little bit bigger around than maybe a baseball.
Mhm.
But you try to dip it in there, and it was hitting the edges,
Yeah,
and I couldn't get
I
the
know.
chip all the way in.
So you have
there.
to almost
So you
grab
could
it. You have
say,
to
yeah, you
break it.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
got maybe get a bigger bowl, but this is a
Gonna need a
perfect.
bigger
It's a
bowl.
perfect bowl, perfect size bowl for
perfect
warming
bowl.
up.
Look at this bowl.
bowl was normal sized. Yeah, I have that. I don't like that when that happens.
I don't
Max
either.
asks,
They're all great dipping chips, but I would say Ruffles, Fritos are 1 and 2.
Max says corn tortilla or flour tortilla chips.
Flour.
I do
Always
really
flour.
like. See, I like flour at
Corn.
like an authentic Mexican joint. Like,
Corn.
that stuff is nice, man. That stuff is really good.
Flour is good, but
the guy
I
who likes Fritos is gonna pick the corn chip.
You like corn?
Tostitos is a corn
Score.
chip.
I thought Tostitos was flour.
No,
No, those are corn chips.
They're
What are the
corn.
flour ones I'm thinking of?
Probably at a restaurant.
Hmm.
flour doesn't get as crunchy. It's more of a soft crunch.
Yes. Bob is triggered by this discussion.
Why?
Just turned into hearing about bodily functions, WTF. To which I then asked, "Are you new to the show?" Bob says, "I'm not a new listener. This is stupid bleep. No, this is dumb debate." I guess that would be another name for it.
we could call
debate.
it stupid
Wow.
bleep,
Stupid
but we're
bleep.
calling it dumb debate.
I didn't know
That'd be
Tostitos were corn chips this whole time.
That's
Yeah.
why. So now you learn that you like corn chips more.
Yeah.
Yeah, flour is much.
Damn.
It's a much softer.
Now, okay, here's a question for you. If you go to a Mexican restaurant where you order something that comes with the soft tortillas and they ask you corn or flour,
I get flour. I do get flour there. I do like
I
the
get
flour.
corn.
I get flour. Yeah, I like flour tortillas better than corn tortillas.
Like
love
if
corn
if I'm
tortillas.
in a street taco situation, I'm always
Yeah,
getting
yeah, yeah.
flour.
I love the corn tortillas.
Johnny
I
Pick,
don't hate flour, but I just
Corn
love the
tortillas are a bit too chewy.
Yeah, but I like them.
Johnny Pick says, "Do you think your pet names you? If so, what do you call? What would you call? What would your pet call you?"
Pets can identify names because they know their
To
names.
to our dog, she says, "Go to your dad," and I say, "Go to your mom." So he probably calls his mom and dad in his brain.
Uh-huh.
He recognizes what that means. Is mom home? Runs over to the door. Is dad home? Runs over to the door. He knows what that means.
My
Daddy's home. Lick, lick, lick.
This is both a great question. It's a very
Hey,
difficult
Daddy's
one
home. Lick,
because
lick,
I'm
lick,
like,
lick, lick, lick.
what
it
would
also
Wrigley
depends on
call
the
me?
dog too, because some dogs are smarter. Just
Whoa. What are you saying, Nick?
I'm saying some breeds of dogs are smarter.
What are you saying?
Like
though?
border collies and poodles are really smart.
Mm.
And then
Saying Mr. Banks is dumb?
no, he's
Interesting.
a lab.
Can't-
Labs are also smart.
Hell yeah, they are.
Well, that
But
means
like
Wrigley's
pugs-
really smart
I don't
because
think
Wrigley's a
pugs are-
labradoodle, so she must be the smartest dog in the world.
Labradoodles have human eyes.
Mm.
My girlfriend's dog knows my name.
There
She'll
you
be
go.
like, "Go to Nick." and
Go to
she-
Nick.
Yeah, she's like, "Hell yeah."
Hell yeah. That's what the dog says.
The dog says,
Sick?
"Hell yeah."
Ah.
The dog's like, "Ah."
I
Classic.
wish I knew. I guarantee you, whatever Wrigley would call me, it would probably be some goofy nickname. Like I've got a billion goofy nicknames for her, but she answers to all of them.
You think she calls you the ginger?
She might.
Is your dog a ginger
Well,
racist?
keep in mind, dogs are colorblind.
Dogs can see shades of colors. It's not just black and white.
Yeah, their cones are weird or something. Isn't it like blue, yellow, and something else?
Yeah, so they can see the sky.
That's
which
why,
I
like, when you get a lot of like toys, and a lot of them are like blues and yellows, because apparently that helps. Will writes, wallet in the wrong pocket. Try wiping your bottom with your off hand. Totally insane.
Gray,
yeah, that
brown,
is
yellow,
that
and
is
blue.
very
There you go.
difficult.
Yeah, I would never want my wallet in my back left pocket.
Oh,
That'd be freaky.
That means dogs could be Padres fans because
Why?
they can see brown and yellow. They would
Nice.
know.
That's a
poor
bummer.
bastards.
Yeah, seriously.
Eric writes, this is an old one from many weeks ago, but he
Okay.
actually did a poll question on it. It's a dumb debate inspired by my friend's son's dream.
Oh,
Would it be scarier to get eaten by beetles or the Beatles?
Scarier. I mean, yeah, we learned a lot
Scarier to
about
be
the.
eaten by the beetle, as in the bug, or the Beatles.
I'd say the latter, because I think it would open up a whole world of possibilities of what they've been doing for all these decades.
That's true.
maybe they're zombies. That's why they're eating you.
Well,
What if
I
that's
mean,
why?
2 out of the
liches.
4 are dead.
What if Mark David Chapman found out this, and that's why he went to John Lennon?
Are you saying that Mark
Ring-
David Chapman might have saved us?
He might have. I think that's what we could be
Maybe
learning now.
Ringo resurrected them. This
Hmm.
tour that he's on, maybe it's a way to resurrect the remaining.
But then
Beatles.
think about it. If you got eaten by beetles,
Yeah.
That would be
beetles aren't very big. I mean, that's a lot
It's
of
like,
beetles.
isn't that a plot
like
point
the-
in The Mummy?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
those scarabs. Are scarabs beetles?
it's like something out of Indiana Jones
Mhm.
where he falls into one of those pits and it's filled with beetles and they're eating him.
John, have you ever seen The Mummy?
No.
We should do that for The Mummy is great.
John, oh man,
I love that.
classic '90s movie that John didn't see for some reason.
Mhm.
Scarabs are beetles, Nick.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, there's some freaky ass beetles in that movie. Amazing Daniel says if it was all the Beatles now, that would be super scary.
it would be.
Yeah, I mean, John's back, and so is George. George,
be
you're my
like,
favorite
well-
Beatle. Don't. Oh,
Think about this.
he eats me.
I don't want to get
Think-
eaten by Ringo.
Think,
Gross.
think about this. Paul is a vegetarian.
Oh boy, supposedly.
Oh, I'm a vegetarian except when it comes to people.
Well, maybe Paul eats the hair. Is
I
hair,
don't consider people
Oh,
meat.
hair isn't meat.
Hair isn't meat.
Wow, so Ringo is devouring the rest of us while Paul is eating our hair.
Also, cartilage. Is cartilage meat? He could eat the ears and the nose.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's be scared to be eaten by the Beatles just
Yeah.
because it would ruin my image of Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I would never
Is
listen
he your
to them
favorite
again.
Beatle?
I mean, he's my favorite living Beatle.
Wow.
Well, he is.
Yeah, I know, but I asked you about all 4.
I
Or
was-
you could consider Pete
I-
Best if you're
You know
a
what,
Pete
John?
I
Best
like
head.
George.
Say something
I
nice
like
about
George.
Ringo right now.
Wow.
He's got a beard.
Wow, that's mean. JJ,
I mean, think about it. They all did solo acts.
Yeah.
Ringo's were the worst.
Ringo's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
no, he's not. Paul is.
Mhm.
JJ asks or says, going back to our listener Bob, who was upset by dumb debates, giving us a new name, stupid bleep. Wait until Bob finds out about what happens in the parking lot. Yeah, Bob, that was a bodily function, and that was a fun bodily function.
Ooh, I gotta
Those
tell
two
somebody.
consenting adults.
I gotta tell somebody the story, the lore of those fries this weekend.
Mm.
They
What
didn't
is-
believe me.
Oh,
Oh,
it's very
true.
real.
It's very real and it's
Uh-huh.
very spectacular.
Mhm.
Declan wants to know if we can, going back to reheating food,
Yeah.
can we criminalize the reheating of tuna noodle casserole in break rooms across the country?
See, again,
I would say yes.
I'm happy that I don't eat lunch here, so I don't really have to worry about it. Though I did have Popeyes here yesterday. It was delicious. Is the fish that bad? Is it like,
yes,
is it that
fish,
bad?
fish reeks.
Can you bring fish in tomorrow and heat it up? I
No,
want to
because
do a
I don't
study.
like. I don't like
When
fish.
I
That's why you don't
worked-
like fish.
when I
You're
worked-
afraid of fish.
piranha. Yeah, they eat.
and the band. When I worked at that hardware store, we had a break room with 3 microwaves, and people would just bring fish in, and it would just stink up the whole
So
break room.
here's the thing: I don't like the idea of reheating fish in the microwave because of the consistency of fish.
Yes,
You're not supposed to cook that in a microwave. Eat it all or throw it away. That'd be my take.
Yeah, fish isn't good leftovers.
Mm.
One final one here, Husker fan for life.
Okay.
If you awoke 10 years in the future,
Woke,
if you woke up
woke
10 years in the
coming for
future.
future.
with enough time to make one Google search before being brought back to modern day, what
Oh!
are you looking up?
One.
You get one Google search
How far
before
in the
you're,
future are we?
you're 10 years in the future.
Oh, only 10. Okay. Because I was thinking maybe the Kennedy stuff would be declassified by then. Then I could figure out what really happened. but probably not. In
So
10 years.
real quick, I Google this thing. Can I click into any link that shows up, or do I only get the answer off of Google? Like, if I let me ask a question off of Google just to see like what it says. I'm going to say who were in the Beatles just to see what Google says.
Sure.
So Google, okay, so it gives us the answer,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't like click into the Wikipedia page about the Beatles, right? It's just getting the answer right off of Wikipedia.
That's a great question. What was going to be your answer?
When's the last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, the answer would be the same as it is
No,
today.
you stop it, John! You
1995.
stop it!
I put in Super Bowl winners and I just do a Biff.
I just watched
Exactly. See, that's what I was thinking is do some kind of a Google search where it tells you sports results.
Sad Oscar fan says last 10 Super Bowl winner. Oh, so because you're trying to gamble.
Yes.
I just rewatched Back to the Future 2 this weekend. It's a good movie, man. That movie's fun.
It is.
They
good one.
go forward and then backwards, and then they go backwards again.
And then they go Back to the Future.
I love that movie. It's not as good as the first one, but it's still really good.
I think I like it better than the
I
first
think
one.
I would Google Google Nebraska results for the 10 years.
Why do you want to depress yourself?
I
No,
wouldn't
they're going to be
depress myself.
back, Nick.
That way, I would get all the predictions right, and I would have scoreboard on both you guys,
Interesting.
and I would bet on them.
Shout out to the show lasting another 10 years.
Nice. We did it.
Yeah, that's pretty
Well,
cool.
nobody
I'll be
Nobody
37.
Googled if they were. No one said if they were going to Google themselves to see that they were still alive.
I don't want to Google that.
I mean, if I'm there in that moment, then I am alive.
I
at
don't
that
really
moment.
care. I don't.
Yeah,
really-
but again, you're going 10
Dumb
years.
debates. You want to know when you die?
No.
No.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. Yeah, so why would I Google, am I alive? Did Matt Rule ever pay me residuals for Chasing 3?
Also, what if you find out you're in jail for something?
Oh, that's like Back to the Future too.
Mm.
Doc, are our kids a-holes?